Hello folks, we're back working on the little ATV project. We're calling it the Mini Quad. And we got a battery for it. It cost $70 for this tiny thing. And oh man, but it should last a while. And we realized that we were idiots, or I was, because I didn't hit the brake. And you gotta hit the brake when you start ATVs. It's the way it is with pretty much all of them. And watch this. I did nothing else with the electrical system other than putting a battery. Well, we're just having some running issues right now. It's not wanting to idle, so that's something else we're going to need to fix.
Let's see if it how.
Yeah, how does the seat fit? Because that battery was a little bit tall.
Okay.
If it is pushing it a little, that's probably fine.
Yeah, it's just barely pushing on it.
If I put some paint on those bolts, we could actually see, where it was contacting, and maybe grind a little away on the bottom of the seat in some areas. But I think it's fine. If it's a little bit contacting, it's not a conductive surface, it's just plastic, right? Because if that's metal, that's a huge problem. Yeah, no, it's just plastic, so it won't short anything out or anything. So see if it'll crank up. Well, the choke's all the way off. You can see the brake light does work, which is interesting. It's broken. The headlights, one of them still works, and it's actually decently bright. Does it have high beam and low beam?
This is high beam and low beam here.
Yeah. There's like very little to no difference. It's got an interesting sound to it. Almost sounds like it's knocking a little bit. That is a weird sound. I don't know what that could be. Hopefully it's not like rod knock or something. Let me check the oil and make sure it's not like low. Alright, so it's been a little while and we've been doing quite a bit of work to this thing. We got obviously the battery in and working, and we also, so pretty much all the electricals are working, I think. And I also did some clearancing because this battery is really tall, and so we just ground away some of the material where the battery leads come up. And so now it doesn't hit the seat, I don't think. And then another thing, I took off the carburetor and cleaned it out. It's hard to see in there, but basically I mentioned that I did have some issues idling every now and then. But after I cleaned it out, there was a little bit of junk in there. I wish I would have filmed that, but I didn't. It's a lot easier to work when you're not filming, I'll tell you that. But there was a little bit of trash in the carburetor, and it wasn't bad though, and it ran fine before, but now it's cleaned out, and I think that's definitely not a problem. But unfortunately, some problems have arisen. The fuel line is disconnected because it was having a major leak. Right up there, I don't know what happened, but the fitting that comes from the tank right in there and goes to your fuel line is all like weird. It's like gooped with silicone or something, and it was leaking quite a bit. In fact, it leaked a whole tank out almost. We had it outside, but I just came back one day and the tank was dry, and I had put a lot of fuel in it, so it's quite a significant fuel leak. And so obviously that's a huge problem. So we're gonna need to take that off and try to fix that. Oh yeah, we did a little bit of muffler drill out. We didn't go completely crazy with it because we don't want it to be obnoxious. We just want it to sound a little better and free a little better. I don't know how much of a difference it did make. You probably can't see in there, but there's I don't know how many baffles this has, but we just drilled through one of the baffles that was in there. It might only have one, and it did make it a little bit louder. I think it sounds a little bit better, but not obnoxious, I don't think. So yeah, the first thing we gotta do now is, I guess, take off that fitting. I'll let you know if I can get it out. Alright, so I took the fuel line off, and this fitting, and it's gross. Like, I don't even know what's on here, but it's like this goopy stuff. And it's just clearly whatever they put on here to seal it up. It does not like gasoline because it's all falling apart. I mean, look at this. It's just disgusting. It's everywhere. Covering this whole thing, and it's just all coming apart. Like, I don't even know. This certainly shouldn't be here. Or maybe it should. I don't know. There's like there's a piece of cut metal like screwed to this thing. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, there's a crack in it. Maybe that's what's going on. So I might need to go to the hardware store and get a fitting for this that works, because this thing is just completely all messed up. Well, I'll take these off and see what's going on in there. I think I found why our fuel delivery has always been so slow, because that stuff was clogging up our fuel line. Look at this. It's in the fuel line. This is why you don't use stuff that's not rated for gasoline when it comes to sealing things. Whoops, I'm sorry. Because it clogs stuff up. Disgusting. It's so slimy. Get rid of this disgustingness. Start with a nice clean one. Yeah, so flow comes in from this side. Well, I'm gonna see if this thing blows. Honestly, it's not too bad. Hit it with some carb clean here. Ooh boy, that's cool. It does have some stuff in it, but it's still fine. Flows good. This is not a very good fuel filter, but it's better than nothing. And the valve works fine. Oh boy. I don't know what happened, but this is definitely not factory. They must have cut out a piece of metal to replace whatever was here. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I can probably find something at the hardware store that'll work for this. Oh yeah, you can see this guy comes off. The fuel lines look all good though, other than the end that was all disgusting and gummed up. But I don't think this stuff really got down to the fuel lines, thankfully. So that's good. The tank's good. It's plastic, so there's no rust or anything. And I don't think there was any junk in it. So just going through different fuel issues that we're having, but we've pretty much gone through everything after this, so I don't think there'll be any more problems. Alright, so we have a temporary fuel tank on here. Actually, it was quite a bit of cast that I took out of that thing. I'm gonna 12.8 volts, which is exactly what the battery said it was supposed to be at. So now we'll see how much that rises when this thing is running, and that'll tell us if the charging system's working or not. I think it is because it stayed charged and we've ran it a good bit. actually not getting fuel. No, our fuel filter is bone dry. Is there something wrong with this fuel tank? There's plenty of fuel in there. This thing's... No, yep, the fuel, the tank drains just fine. No, that fuel line is just fine. Oh, wait. See, now it's going. So what on earth? So then it's this thing that's stopping the flow for some reason. But it flows. And definitely not that way. Okay. Okay, we're getting some flow now. Finally. Or not. It's 13 volts now, so it must be charging a little bit. Yeah, it runs good as long as it's getting fuel and everything. Alright, let's go on a little ride. Alright, so I'm going to be following... Oh, I should explain actually first. Alright, so I have this GoPro here. So I got the fuel line hooked up and I got the new fitting in, and I went to the hardware store and it was... They didn't have the exact piece I need, but I was able to manufacture one from some pieces they had and re-tap it with a die and stuff so it would fit the correct thread. And I got it working. It's a real pain though. This line, oh man, it leaks. There's a lot of, like right here was leaking so much because there's a hole in it, so I had to recut it. And then this little drain for the carburetor kept leaking because it was overfilling the carb for some reason, and so I put it up here and it hasn't leaked since. But now we're gonna go for a little ride. Still smokes a ton, and you'll see that. All right, then crank her up. We already warmed it up, or I did. Got you facing downhill, so it'll be easier. Oh yeah, look at it puffing away. Yeah, it definitely burns a lot of oil. So that engine's gonna need to be rebuilt, no doubt. It works for now, but it's probably has pretty low compression as a result, and who knows what. See, when that clutch engages, it spins the rear tires. I'm so out of breath because that was a slight uphill. Oh man, I shouldn't have taken a bike. I want you guys to be able to hear the engine. Ah. Oh man. Definitely a little louder, and it's pretty fast too with him on it. He's like only 80 pounds or something. It'll get up and go. Oh man. Oh. Man. I'm over here dying of thirst and like working my butt off. All right, let me check the, yeah, it doesn't look like anything's leaking. All right, let me check the fitting under there. The fitting is a tiny bit wet. It doesn't look like it's leaking really much, but it might need to just tighten it up a little bit.
I mean,
I can. You'd have to wait here. All right, well, I'm gonna take it back because I'm really thirsty and I didn't bring any water. And riding the bike makes you really thirsty. Oh, give me water. That's a long drive just to get back to where we were. How are we doing on fuel? Because you don't want to run out on this thing. I don't see dripping here, but it is a tiny bit wet, so I don't know. All right, well, we need to go back. I'm gonna put a little bit of gas in it here. Because running out of fuel is absolutely not what I want to happen. Oh boy. All right. Now what? Give it a little choke. What the heck? No, it doesn't want to start. I'm an idiot. Kill switch again. Parking the truck. Oh man, alright. That thing vibrates a lot, especially at pretty high RPM. Your fingers will go numb. If you think a Harley Davidson vibrates a lot, try riding one of these. Yeah, I was saying it's not too bad, but I would not road trip it. But it rides pretty good at like 20 miles an hour. And anything above that, it vibrates your fingers numb. For sale, 3,500. Absolutely not. Get that suspension action. If you just barely crack the throttle, it has a dead spot in the carb where it sputters. But then once you get past that, it runs perfect. So I don't know. It might be running a little rich at an idle. I've fiddled around with it, but I don't know. Carburetor tuning is wizardry to me. I'm getting me exercise today, that's for sure. Turn. Yeah. Yes. Here he goes. Listen to it purr away.
How loud was it?
How loud? Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, you can definitely hear it, but I think if you're inside your house, like a few hundred feet away, you're not gonna hear it. You might barely hear it. You probably barely hear it, but it's not gonna be annoying, I don't think. It's not nearly as loud as the go-kart straight pipe, nowhere near it. Do you want to ride behind me the rest of the way up? Thank you for your offer, sir. All right, here we go. Ow, ow, ow. Aw, the gravel. It's so light it doesn't really tear it up too much at all. Like, it did nothing, but still, people are gonna be like, oh. I'll try not to start going uphill here because the poor clutch doesn't need any more trouble. Alright. Jam.
Which works more.
Yeah, it usually works, but sometimes it for some reason just doesn't work. I don't know.
Yes.
That's interesting. I think that'll probably be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing this little quad and getting this thing more reliable. It's still got the major issue of smoking a ton. The engine's probably pretty worn out and it'll just need to be rebuilt, like the top end or something. Need new rings and stuff. But that's for a future time, because that's a huge job. You'd have to pull the engine and everything. So anyways, thank you for watching. I sure hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Or you're gonna die on that thing.